Well, what's going on, BodyArchitectz? This is Damon here. We're bringing you a chest workout. It's going to be a different kind of video today. It's not going to be an instructional video. It's going to be more of a topic video. We're going to be talking about how to bring your failures into a more motivational aspect into your training. So the first example I wanted to give you guys was a workout I did recently, not too long ago. It's the close grip barbell bench press. It's for the triceps. I don't have the strongest wrists in the world, and I noticed that day that my wrists were buckling on certain workouts, so I didn't really think anything of it because I've never had a major accident like this before. I was pushing the weight up, and my wrist, I believe it was my left wrist, buckled, and the weight fell. Fell backwards, and I think it was about 200 pounds I was pushing up, and it fell backwards and landed on my solar plex, where the air goes into your body, and it pushed all the air out of my body and landed on my wrist. And I was in a lot of pain for about 10 seconds, but I just had to clear my brain for a second, push the weight off, and it was funny because this was just a natural reaction. I just started laughing at myself. It's like there's nothing you can really do in that situation. You have two options. You can either say, "Oh wow, man, I'm such a fuck up. I'm never gonna do that workout again," or you can kind of brush it off, laugh it off. Hopefully, if you don't have anything, bleeding or broken, it's nothing too serious, then you'll be okay. What I did after that, I took off some weight, and I think I just kept a 45 and a 45, and then the barbell, and then I just finished up the workout. I brushed it off, I laughed it off, and I just continued my workout, and I just got more into a deeper zone and really focused on my wrist, and I'm considering, having wrist wraps now, because I really don't want that to happen again, because if I was pushing up 225 for a close grip and that shit, folded, off of my wrist and just buckled and then hit my chest, I probably would have cracked some ribs or something. It probably would have been really bad.
What's going on, guys? It's Maz from the BodyArchitectz, and so failures at the gym should be your motivation to perform better on your next set or next go around in the gym. In this clip right here, where you see me shaking like a bobblehead when Damien comes in to rescue me, I actually ended up having a seizure, which caused my body to shut down for a few seconds. So now I'm not going to go into a whole discussion of my history of epilepsy, as that will probably be another discussion for another video. But even with my history of epilepsy, I tried to shrug off my fail with the 70s and use my seizure as my anger and motivation to perform better. And as you can see right here, I am lifting up 75s without a problem.
So the next thing I want to talk about was something a little bit more serious. It's related to school. A couple of months ago, I was on my last semester for my associate's degree, and I was particularly having a lot of trouble in my math class, which was statistics at the time. I'm not the best at math. I've never really been that great at math. I'm not horrible at it. It takes me a lot more time to study than it does with the other subjects like science and philosophy, other stuff like that. Unfortunately, I was doing really bad in it. I failed my two main tests out of the semester, and after my second test, I was convinced that I was going to fail that semester, because if I didn't get that last credit, which was my math class, if I didn't get that credit, I would have had to wait till the summertime to complete my degree, and I would have graduated at a totally different time. Now, the reason why that's really troublesome for me and almost scary for me was because I have really high standards for myself. So the thought of failure was never really an option for me, and the thought of me actually having a chance of failing was stressing me out beyond all comprehensions. I was having a hard time going to work. I was having a hard time to stay motivated with everything, with the gym, and trying to stay happy with just my daily life. I guess you can say I was depressed. Now, that depression was only alleviated when I was in the gym. The gym just helped me take my mind off of things. When I put my headphones in and I listened to the music that I was listening to, and when I would do my workouts, I would tune in with the music, and I would tune in with what I was doing, and it was more than an outlet. I guess you can say it was more like therapy for me. I'm not one to talk about my problems to anybody, and that may be a problem. It's sometimes good to talk to people about issues you may be having, but I don't like putting my burdens on other people. So I kept everything inside. The only time I let it out was in the gym. Now, as a result, I think of the gym helping me release a lot of the stress and the anger and the depression I was having from the thought of failing. It relieved it over time. It allowed me to take control of the situation and understand my emotions better, and it actually motivated me in a way for me to really succeed on my last two main tests for the semester that I had for that class. So long story short, I ended up passing with a C. Not big on C's, I don't like getting C's, but I passed the whole semester and I graduated with my associate's degree. So I think that's a pretty good example of turning your failures into motivation.
One thing that I like to relate to bodybuilding is art, because in art, you're technically trying to improve and improve day by day. You know, I have been drawing for as long as I can remember, and actually one of my goals in life is to actually become a professional artist. And to see my artwork from a few years back to now, it's actually pretty gratifying and actually keeps you really motivated. And you can also relate to this even if you're a YouTuber or, you know, anything like that. If you're a YouTuber, you know, you're going to be constantly putting up content day by day, and if you still don't see any views, you feel like you're getting no views, you don't feel like anybody's watching your content, and you're not getting any comments, you're eventually going to say, you know what, I think this YouTube thing isn't for me, and you're going to eventually want to quit. And that's the problem with most artists in general. They end up quitting before they even make something of themselves, and that's something that you have to keep in mind for anything that you can relate to, whether it be bodybuilding, YouTube, being an artist, or, you know, just anything in general. You know, you have to train harder and put in the hours of practice in order to improve day by day until you actually see the results that you want to see. I mean, do I look like the biggest guy in the gym? Fuck no! So we acknowledge our failures. Now it's time for you to acknowledge your failures and make that your motivation. So anyways, guys, this has been the BodyArchitectz. We really hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of different to our other videos that we have been posting on this channel, but we wanted to post something that was a little bit personal to us and hopefully a little bit personal to you as well, since that pretty much we can all relate to this. If there's anything in particular that you want us to upload, guys, please let us know in the comments down below. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you would like to stay up to date to our future content, please don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, guys, this has been the BodyArchitectz, signing out.